All right. So we're gonna plug it in. We're gonna go to the front of the machine, go all the way down to the bottom, power it on, and then once you hit that button to power it on, everything else should power on.
If not, you just press those two buttons. 1 and 2.
And then we're gonna open a 3/4 drape, which I already opened and gave to my scrub.
I'm gonna take this drape and I'm gonna fold it in half. Then I'm just gonna take it and go right over this table or any table that you have available. It also can be a mayo stand, whatever's easier. At this point, my nurse will open up the cysto set along with the camera and then also TUR tubing.
Yes, and it's better to drape it because if you open this directly and use this as your sterile setup, if there are holes in it, you won't know and the whole field could be contaminated.
So then at this point, I'm gonna go grab the cysto to take the lid off. Both of these flip up. Handing over my count sheet. The first thing I'm looking for is an indicator. Indicator's good, so then I'll pick the rest up. I'll hold this in the air while she checks for holes.
Good.
And then I'm gonna set this here. And then at this time, we'll count. So these are usually aren't on the count sheet. They usually are not.
But this is on here.
But they are. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yes, but it's supposed to be 17, but they're missing
Two
of the caps.
caps. So the count is correct for 15 because on the count sheet it reflected the missing 2 caps. So to set this up, I always bring everything to the top because again, when you get ready to count this at the end of the case, it's just easier, everything's up top. So the first thing you start with is the lens. So when you are doing a cysto with stents, which is the majority that's going to happen, you'll always start with a 30 lens. You also have a 70 lens in here. The 70 lens is more just for looking. This is more for stents. So 30 you're going to always start with. So I always say start with the lens, and then you will see you will have 3 different sheets. You're always going to go for the green one. It's like a dark army green. So I always say green means go. So these are going to be put back, and then also you have 2 bridges. You're always going to go, if you're putting in stents, with the double bridge so they can put the stents in at the same time. This one is just for looking. So we'll start with the 30 lens, the bridge, double bridge, and then we said green means go. So it's this guy here. And it just fits in. You'll see the 3 notches, and you'll see 3 notches on the sheet. You put it in, you turn it so it locks, and we just shut these channels, and then shut these channels, and then these little caps here are what help slide the stent in. If you don't have these caps, the stent will not be able to be held in place. Where's that other cap here? Looking for this other
After
gray cap.
it's missing.
Right here. Here it is. This guy. So that guy goes here. Good. Then we're going to open our light. So this is the lens. Now we're going to open the camera. This is ready to rock, how it is. This is ready to go, just like this. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Then we're going to get this camera. We're going to hold it and make sure it's good.
Good.
When I hold the camera, I like to hear this noise. That means there's a light cord adapter in there. So I'll hand this off to my nurse. I'm looking for indicators, good. this little guy is really important. This is what we need for the hook up the light source. So when you get this guy, you'll put him right on top. And now we're ready to go. So the last thing that we will need for cords is going to be that TUR tubing here. We'll open this guy, take off this part here, take this off. Most of the time we like to move the roller ball on this end. This just helps the doctor can control their own water. It's not a must. But then that way, if you roll a ball all the way down, she can now release her water when she wants, and then the circulator can have both of these open. So this will hand off. This part stays with me. This part's gonna hand off. This end is gonna go inside the scope here. Good. Then this guy is gonna hand off. The camera here is just a real quick release. You just turn this here and engage that. Good. This is the part that we hand off to. And then this guy will go right inside there. And we're ready to rock. So, if this piece is left on, you have to make sure to leave this on and don't take it off, because that means it was not sterilized underneath this. So if this piece is left on, it's okay, don't take it off. And then she can show how you're gonna plug in here.
So of course you'll attach this to your fluids. And then here and here. And it's already set at 50. So there's a note on here that says do not increase over 50%. So as soon as I plugged it in, it was already at the 50%.
All right, and that is a cysto, my friends. Lastly, they might add, if they're adding stents, this is why we have this one, you are going to add these stents with these pieces here.
So the 5 French is the most common that they use, and it's the right and there's the left. And then we give them a 14 gauge angiocav and then 2 teggies.
So you'll have 2 sharps on this field and 2 stylettes that would need to be on the count sheet. And then we also sometimes put a light cord adapter on the count sheet as a countable item as well. And that's, I put together a cysto with stents.